Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's episode, we're going to be doing another game on the experimental server. Hopefully we're going to do a PvP game. If we can't find one, we'll just do an AI game. I don't know what the population is currently like on the experimental server, but we've already done a little bit of content on here, and given all the changes coming in the future, I want to just keep going and have a look at what might be coming up for the main server in the near future. So, the first thing we've got here that's interesting, I've logged in, we've now got access to, well, not access to, we've now got an Into the Reaches mode listed as coming soon. So this is the single player campaign. It is finally on its way. Play a mysterious, replayable and ever-changing single player adventure. Can't wait for that, but that's not what we're here for at the moment. What we're here for now is hiding behind walls. So what I've done here is I've tried to make a list all around. Basically the damage output really early on has slowed down a bit, so I wanted to try and take advantage of that and try and slow the game down even more. So we're not going as far as Pax's list. That's somewhat excessive. You know, it's fantastically fun, but it's somewhat excessive. But what I wanted to do is basically find a way that we can hide behind things and just try and make it a little bit difficult for them to kill us, and we can deal with things from the other side of the battlefield. So we've had to make a couple of concessions. So we've got Sevria first to keep things safe, which is great. And we also went with Broken Vengeance as one of our picks for an early game unit, just because it can potentially trade with things, and it's not as powerful as it was before. It's more cost, less damage, but I think it's perfectly reasonable to still just try and use that to trade out a little bit. The game is looking like there's less damage output on each unit. However, you can now act immediately. You can't move immediately, but you can use your abilities and attacks. So that's something to bear in mind. We've gone for Torian to help keep us alive. We've gone Rebuild a Texto for a bit of healing. So restore 2 health to a damaged crew, or if it's restored to full health, increase its health by 3, which is awesome. Sludge Sprayer Inian is part of why I wanted to build this list. I love the idea of just making piles of terrain everywhere. It does say maximum 3, but that's fine by me. I love the idea of just having terrain lying around. We've gone Cloakatozy, so we can't be targeted outside of a certain range. Peacemaker Balam to stun things over walls, so Detonia to throw bombs over walls, Balam to stun things over walls, and we've got Florio to finish things over walls as well. And then we've got Salvager Zaka, so when an allied crew in range will be destroyed, send it to the bridge and restore 3 health instead, and deal 2 damage to a crew and give it charge and electrified for the turn. So could be useful potentially for just getting our things out of dodge, but in general that's just going to be a good way of dealing a bit of damage. So all of this, we paired it with Zax. We can place mines over walls, we can pull things back with a grav disc, maybe you can just move things around. I don't know how this is going to go. I haven't really thought this through. I haven't played much of the actual gameplay whatsoever. And you know what? Ranked exists. Look at this, we've got rankings. Let's do ranked and see if we find a game. So if you enjoy this content, please do like, comment, subscribe, join us over on Patreon. Anything you can do to support the channel is really appreciated. But for now, I'll see you once we figure out what we're going to do and once we find a game. Okay, we have queued ourselves up. We are into an AI game. We did queue for a little while. We couldn't find any other active players on the experimental server at the moment, which doesn't surprise me too much. I don't know what the player base is currently like, and it isn't, you know, the live version of the game anyway. So, queued up, and we'll see what we can find. For some reason, this looks like, with the new addition of the grass things, like the colour palette on this, for some reason makes it look smaller. I don't know why, but this just, maybe it's the camera angle, but this just looks a bit smaller to me. Opponent, oh, it says opponent's turn now. There we go. A little bit more information, and I also do like that this is now, I think it's just when you fill it up, maybe.
No one is in the lead.
I do think those voices need to be an option. I can't remember whether, whether they are or not, but oh, interesting. So we've started with 3 leadership. I said leadership, not Cinder. Well done me. So is it now that we start with 2, and it's just to sort of increase the gradient of things a bit? Interesting. Can we deploy? Oh, we might as well just go for Broken Vengeance. We can get a line of sight over here. We might as well take it.
People never learn.
What have we got? 37. We'll take that. It missed. We don't have anything worth doing.
Opponent's turn. No
Okay.
one is in the lead.
I do quite like those voice cues, but I want to see if there's an option. Voice volume. If that... Oh, announcer volume. There we go. So there is an option to remove that. I'm going to leave it on for now, but that's something that will be going eventually. Wow. Oh, so that's just a really early Furia. So now we really do need to just put the hurt down onto them. So we got that. Okay, so what if we actually just grav disc ourselves forwards first? and then try and move around this to get better at line of sight.
Breaking records and
Didn't work. Oh dear, we're in trouble. Because we now need to hit a 35% shot. I should have realised that wasn't going to work. We'll take it anyway. We've got to try. We missed. Okay, so what can we do to deal with this? Honestly, not really anything apart from just put down Torian. So I'll put Torian here to just hold this objective and try and defend ourselves a little bit. They don't have any movement things either, so we'll just pop a mine further forward. And now what we can do is we can actually move up to this top one potentially if we need to try and start ticking up the resource gain.
No one is in the lead.
I have to excuse me, I'm having a long day, so a bit of coffee, even though it's boiling hot here, I just really wanted a coffee. Absolutely delicious. Okay, so we are not, okay, now we're not in range together. But that's fine, we can maybe just pull these all together and blow things up. These Cinder Spheres, I'm hoping that they change and grow, because at the moment, I think I preferred the old animation. Like, I don't hate them as long as they do get a bit more glowy, but these are very straightforward. Oh, is this ambush? Oh, it's charge. Okay. So, that was interesting. They've used that resource quite well here. So what do we do here? I mean, we just chain this to death immediately. The next option is, do we just blow that up? I don't think we do. I think we want to stay safe. However, okay, so what we're going to need to do is we're going to grab disc over here. First of all, and just, this is going to be our means of killing Furia. So we'll go for this first. We'll bring ourselves just up to poking the enemy captain a little bit. And we can just deploy it. Of course we missed still. Oh, we don't have any ranged. And Titonia's ability is only 1 now though, so that's fine. We can do that. So let's just pop her, say, over here, because we can deploy off of our own units now. And she can... This is all 3? Perfect. Like, it doesn't do much to that, but...
Well done, Captain.
Saria can potentially be the one that runs up that way. And we'll pop a sleeper mine in here for good measure. Broken Vengeance has shot. So in fact, Broken Vengeance can just be our ranged guy up there. We're 2 points. So if anyone's not familiar with how the point system works, basically you still score for holding objectives at the start of your turn, but they also are sticky now. So that's a term from Warhammer 40k. Basically, if you move off of the objective, you still control it until the enemy controls it. Arya's going to be so good in this new format. She's going to be able to just annihilate things.
You have a 1-point lead.
So we've got 1 point here, but we need to just stack this up. So the options here are trying to take control points, or trying to just deal with the enemy captain. I think maybe dealing with the captain might work well. So we'll hit that first of all. Let's grav disc them off of this immediately. Let's just blow everything up that they've got. So this should do a little bit of damage.
The target isn't valid for ability.
So that's fine. And I think here actually we're just going to push for damage. We don't need to worry about playing silly buggers anywhere. We're just going to ignore Arya and push other things. So I will shield barrier myself. I like that some of the costs have been reduced. Their symbol costs, which is quite nice. Sludge sprayer in a in fact, if we put him here, or them here I should say. Oh, we don't have enough cinder for it. So we'll just pop a sleeper mine back over here. It is really nice having an alternate way of winning the game. And so basically, yeah, we can, for every enemy unit we kill, we get a point. For every turn we hold an objective, we gain a point. But then they pull it back the other way each time as well. So it really is possible for them to just sort of take us out bit by bit. So she's got to be shooting here. But now we can just block her in with terrain. Yeah, I mean, this was always going to hit us. That's fine. Jailbreak. Okay. So because we're running low on unit health, we actually are now significantly more incentivized to attack the enemy units, because there's a good chance we could actually just lose if we don't. So we need to actually try and figure out how to kill all these things. So, I mean, this needs to go. So let's hit that. We'll move back this way.
I mean, whoa.
We can probably get an explosive onto both of those. I don't think we need to worry about getting it onto Arya yet. Yeah, there we go. We can hit there.
Embrace it. Toasted New World style.
Savria. So, does she have a shield barrier? She doesn't, but I think this is fine. Oh, she did have a shield barrier. I thought she did. So we'll hit there, pop
Well
this
done,
down,
Captain. You have a clear point advantage.
and now where do we spray gun? So this doesn't look like we have a line of sight into Arya, which is interesting. And we can just pop a wall down here, I guess.
Target isn't valid for ability.
And what's our biggest thing? I mean, it's still Florio. Let's go with Florio. Oh, hang on. Florio has ambush now, so we can just position our artillery wherever we want. That's so cool. Okay, I really like that. We're not going to position him too far anyway, because we still want to be able to hit things. But we will bring him safely out back here. That's a really nice change.
Opponent's turn.
Any more of these? I still should probably look at Cloak of Tozy. For now, getting this explosion is going to be nice. They're going to have to sort of work their way through this terrain to get to our useful stuff. So let's see, and I'll be honest, okay, it may not seem like much, but the AI seems better. It seems to have a better understanding of what's going on, like genuinely, so this is very interesting to me. It's probably still only 3 damage. Yeah, 3 damage.
What you're made of.
And they're in range of this, so we need to find ways... Oh, they went for that. Okay, so Titonia's taking the damage.
I forgot my lucky cravat.
Maximus is in. Maximus has charge, that makes sense, he's annoying and small. I'd have gone here if I was a real player.
That's just a taste.
Okay, yep, they're in range. So,
You have a 2-point lead.
2-point lead. Let's start bombarding things. So, big bombard there.
Could we
Torian probably just wants to move this way to... Ah, we can't let other people in. We can, however, lob explosives for death. So that will help.
Order up.
We'll pop... Zack's up here. Titonia can run down here. Funnily enough, I'm going to defend Titonia like this, which I think is awesome. This is what we're trying to do, is hide behind the walls, and we're now literally just making the walls to hide behind. So we can just take this shot first. We'll move in here, try and maybe pin them in place slightly. So if we go this way, it'll be harder for them to get somewhere. Let's pop a mine down for good measure. And what can we deploy? You know what? The salvage is going to be good here, because if they start killing our units, we've got 2 units, so if we just pop this here, we can potentially bring them back to the battlefield.
Maximum number of crew on the field.
We shouldn't have put this down first, because that's how that works. We'll just move forwards, I guess. But yeah, now if they kill either of our crew,
Opponent's turn. You
we're in a
have a
really,
3-point
really
lead.
good spot, because they kill this and we get it back, right? If it be destroyed, send it to the bridge and restore 3 health. That's so cool. Oh, I kind of want it to hit. I want to see the animation, but I mean, they could still go for this. What's this? Oh, Captivator. Oh, it goes to everything. Funnily enough, they ignored this. And then we score that point. So all we need to do now, I was about to say is... Oh wait, does that captivate their own units? Right, okay. There's so much to learn. There's so many sweet units coming forward. I didn't think Captivate would work that. For some reason, in my mind, I thought it was only going to be 1 unit at a time. That's awesome. Well, there we have it. So that's our first try at playing like a more real list. The last one we played was just everything we could find. Obviously, we're going to level things up because we don't play them yet. I like this. This seems like to have a lot of potential. So, if you've enjoyed this, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, join us over on Patreon. Anything you can do to support the channel is really, really appreciated. I'm trying to push for sort of 500 subscribers before the end of October, which is when I'm getting married, and that would just be a really nice little thing to achieve by then. So hopefully with the August update we can push towards that. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and most importantly, have a good day.